It's a heavyweight clash in Euro 2024 action in the round of 16 between France and Belgium on Monday, July 1st at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. France comes into this game minus 110 odds for the win. The draw plus 220. Belgium plus 350. And if you're betting one of these teams to advance by any means, be it regulation, extra time, or PKs, France to advance minus 250 and Belgium to advance plus 200. For France, they won on match day 1-0 against Austria, but that one goal they got was an own goal. In match day 2, they drew Netherlands. The Dutch did have a goal called back, though, and they did play without Mbappe, who was out with a broken nose. Match day 3, they drew Poland. Mbappe got a penalty kick, and they Polish as well got a goal through a penalty. So France has not really gotten on track here. They have just 2 goals for. That's tied for the fewest among qualified teams, and none of those 2 goals have come from the run of play. If you take off the own goal, their one real goal scored themselves is the worst of all 24 teams in the tournament, alongside Serbia and Scotland. They did though create plenty of chances. Their 5.7 XG is tied with Portugal and Croatia for the highest amongst all teams in the tournament. Now defensively, they've been much better. The 9 shots on target allowed is more than just 5 other teams have given up. Their XGA of 2.4 is 5th best as well. Switching over to Belgium, match day 1, they lost 1-0 to Slovakia, the biggest upset in Euros history. Match day 2, they beat Romania 2-0. Match day 3, drew the Ukraine 0-0. They've underwhelmed, and like I said, did suffer a massive upset to Slovakia, the 48th ranked nation at the time. Versus Ukraine, they didn't even really push forward to get the win, when a win could have won them the group and put them on the easier side of the bracket. In fact, if anything, Ukraine had several chances in the later stages of that game where they could have easily won this game themselves. Instead, Belgium finished second in this group, and they'll meet one of the favorites to win the trophy, France. Their 2 goals for are also tied for the worst or the fewest, same as France, among the final 16 teams playing in the knockout rounds. Head-to-head, the last time these teams met, it was 3-2 Belgium in the 2021 UEFA Nations League. Before that, France did win 1-0 in the semifinals of the 2018 World Cup. Before that, there were friendlies in 2015 and earlier on. Now, the form of these teams here, since losing to Argentina in the World Cup final, France has gone 11-4-2. That's good. They only have 2 losses, both of those losses coming to Germany. They've drawn, though, 3 of their last 4 games. They've only scored 1 real goal themselves in 4 games and 0 from the run of play, if we look back just before this tournament as well. They've kept a clean sheet, though, defensively. So again, defensively is where they've been strong in 4 of 5, and the goal allowed versus Poland was a penalty. For Belgium, since the 2-0 loss to Morocco in the World Cup, they've had just 1 loss, that being to Slovakia this tournament. Since that time, overall, they're 11-6-1. They've outscored their opponents by an incredible 35-9 in that time. That streak does include wins over Germany, Austria, and draws with Austria, Croatia, and England. All good results there. But their 5 most recent wins, granted you can only beat who you've played, but their most recent wins coming against Romania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, Azerbaijan, and Serbia. So there's no real big wins of late to talk about here. Lukaku led qualifying, scoring with 14 goals, but he's been held off the score sheet here in the tournament, but he has had 3 goals called back. Now, neither of these teams has looked good. France did not. France did have the tougher group, though, much tougher with Netherlands and Austria. All 3 of those teams moving on. They did miss Mbappe for 1 game as well. We'll have the best player between both teams here back on the field. I picked France to win the trophy. While I do think both of these teams obviously have good offensive players, France certainly has the better defense. I will give the slight edge to France despite both of these teams not living up to potential so far in this tournament. I do think France has just a little bit more, and they will maybe edge out the win here. So let's go France to get the win in regulation, minus 110 odds for the best bet in this game. Share your bets for this game down there in the comments. Be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more Euros picks.